Welcome to Invictus Motors for a review of, this is probably one of the rarest Porsche 911 that we've ever had. This is the 997.2 Carrera S. And they're rare because they were built around the recession time and people were feeling the pinch, and especially the investment bankers, they weren't really going out there splashing money on a brand new 911 because everyone had their eyes on them. Therefore, in the Q1 and Q2 of 2022, there are only about 935 of them on the road, taxed and MOT'd and not sold, let's just say. And on the internet, there's just not many of them really advertised, because they were also the last of the Porsche 911s by Porsche, because after 2011 they became part of the VAG group, or from 2011 they became part of the VAG group. So these were the last of the nimble character for Porsche 911s. Something else that makes this the rarest, well, probably one of the rarest cars that we've ever had at the dealership, is that this is a manual transmission car. In 2008, Porsche kind of pushed all of its new consumers to buy the 911 with a PDK dual clutch transmission. Yes, they're great, you get amazing performance numbers, but what you don't get is the engagement that you get on a manual transmission. So for us to get one of these here in our showroom is bonkers. I didn't think we were going to get something like this in our stock. But let me just go through the spec really quickly, through the paperwork, show you the inside and why you should maybe consider buying this, because I think it's an absolutely amazing car. This is what I would keep, because also the mileage is very low, 46,000 miles. Finished in Basel Black Metallic with a 19-inch Carrera S facelift alloys. I love the fact that it's been debadged and simply just three numbers, 911. 911, sports exhaust, 911. Incredibly rare to actually find Alcantara sports steering wheel in a car that isn't a GTS, and obviously an Alcantara gear selector. So somebody had deep pockets to spec these items. You've also got the sports seats with hardback shell at the back. Or of course, on the 911s, you've got the typical 2+2 layout, so incredibly practical. This has got the Sports Chrono Plus package. Yes, it has got only the sports button and not the additional Sport Plus button, because if you wanted to spec Sports Plus, you only got the sports button. That's what came from factory. And then of course you've got the PSM button as well to stiffen the dampers, and you've got the sports exhaust button, and you've got the later PSM, which is touchscreen, and you know, you've got Bluetooth connectivity, etc. It's only done 46,000 miles. It's also got Bose. Another really nice thing on the 997.2 Zara is that the keys have been upgraded. The older keys were quite flimsy. Now let's get it going. It's quite a fun thing. First time. It's strange sitting in a 997.2 with a manual transmission, because the last time I had one with a manual transmission was going back to about 2 or 3 years ago, and that customer of ours traded in a Porsche 911, a 993. Oh, what an amazing car that 993 was. So now, to finally have another 997.2 in manual, I think in 4.5 years of being a Porsche specialist and in having these cars, this is the second time we've had a 997.2 in a manual. Oh, sorry, fourth time. We have had another two. Performance numbers wise, this from the 3.8 litre naturally aspirated flat 6 engine. This is the later DFI engine that is also found in the Porsche 991.1s. So the 911s that are part of the VAG group from 2011 onwards. It's got the direct fuel injection engine, 3.8 litre engine, which produces 385 bhp. Yes, on its predecessor, the newer model 911s, the 991.1s, they have, as a matter of fact, uprated the engine to produce 395 bhp, so an additional 10 bhp. But the torque remains the same from both this 911 and the 991 at 420 Newton meters of torque. And the 0 to 62 times, the 0 to 62 miles per hour times on this is 4.7 seconds. This is such a precise gearbox. Just the way it changes these gears, it just wants to go. There is absolutely zero delay whatsoever being able to drive this. And again, this is testament and an absolute credit to Porsche. And I will be opening it up. Let's just press the sports button. We'll switch off the PSM control because I don't want the suspension to be too stiffened. Sports exhaust pressed. I normally have a microphone at the back on the exhaust and just to capture the sound of the exhaust. However, in this situation right now, I don't have a microphone there. So you've just got to take me at my word how amazing it sounds. And I'm actually going to just drop a gear to This is the amazing thing about being in the 911. That's manual and it's a 997.2 is that you've got absolute total control. Just full control in how I want to drive it, how I want to push this. Oh, this sounds good. Oh, if I didn't have these two cars in front of me, 6,000 RPM and a 997.2, and the Alcantara here on the gear selector has a very nice feel to it, and so does the steering. This is just, it feels like nobody's ever been in this car. Nobody's touched the steering or the gear stick. Just gives you a very driver focused like feel to it. Oh, just as you drop the gear, it just wants to push you into the seat. And on this note, my friend, I'm going to stop filming right now, right here, and just enjoy the rest of the test drive whilst I can, and just be cheeky and take advantage of the work line that I'm in. So thank you very much for watching our video. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, press like, press comment, and just kind of share your love for your Porsche or your Porsche that you're imagining to have. And it's always amazing to actually just go through and flick through people's comments. And whatever money we make out of YouTube gets donated to a UK registered charity. We do earn out of the two channels now a little bit more money. So on average, every 28 days, we earn about 320 to 350 pounds. So it's a lot of money back at home in Afghanistan, because £1 back in Afghanistan in terms of Afghani rupees, how much is £1 in Afghanistan?
More than 100.
100, yeah?
Yes.
So £1 is 100 in Afghanistan. And if you wanted to like have a snack, like a little snack to eat, i.e. you take like a samosa chaat. I mean, if you're like from the South Asian continent, you would know what is a samosa chaat. But just imagine like a snack or like a Caesar salad. It will cost you about 15 Afghanis, so 15 pence. So a pound goes a long way. And having 320 of them is hell a lot of money. So thanks to YouTube. Thanks to you guys out there watching our content, promoting our content, and actually reaching out to us. And I had a lovely guy out from India contacting me the other day, wanting a bit of advice on a 911. And it's, you know, I make the time I can, especially when somebody rings me, but it's nice to kind of hear that even people as far away in India watching our videos are like absolutely Porsche crazy. So keep spreading that love. Thank you. Bye-bye. Backlist is all printed here. Quite a few big spec items, as I said, Alcantara, it's manual, and sports seats, sports chrono plus, sports exhaust. I'm just kind of repeating it all. So that's the spec list right here. I'll put this away. That's the last MOT. And on the V5 here is another thing that actually makes this very desirable and kind of very rare, because this only has got two former keepers, and the current third keeper, as a matter of fact, has had this car since 2014. So February 2014 is when he's had it from. Now, also it's been through a health check through AMS Porsche. This is the Porsche garage that we partner with. The only one little thing that he could find wrong with it is that the left rear light has got cracking on the surface, which is quite common on these cars, which we will get sorted. Other than that, it's got this 6-page report with everything being practically absolutely perfect on it. And now in terms of the service history, let me just ask my cousin to come a bit nearer. First, so 2008 car, first service was done in 2010, 14,000 miles. 2012, 28,000 miles. 2014, 38,000 miles. 2016, 41,000 miles. 2018, 42,000 miles. 2020, 45,000 miles. And the last service was done, as you can see, in 2022, so October 2022 at 46,000 miles. So less than 800 miles ago is when that last service was done. So it's not been driven much. And that service was also the big major service with spark plugs being replaced as well. So quite a nice thing, as well as it having the brake fluid done. So the person that's had it has absolutely gone tooth and nail to kind of look after it. And this big, massive thanks goes to Mr. Zubin Renderia. It looks like a good chap just from the name of it. And he's somebody that's probably taken a lot of care and putting a lot of care and love into a car like this, because the inside and the outside of it is absolutely pristine. It's spot on. He's from SW15. Now, this is hopefully everything that I wanted to cover on this Porsche 911. Now,